Welcome to Fit, Fierce, and Fearless, the award-winning podcast hosted by Zen. This show is part of the Gen X pole arts ecosystem, where pole dance, movement, and midlife rebellion meet. We talk strength, reinvention, and what it means to take up space as women over 40, both on the pole and off. If you're done playing small and you're ready to move through life with confidence again, you're in the right place. Let's go. Welcome to Fit, Fierce, and Fearless, episode 50. We are at episode 50. I cannot believe we have done this 50 times, and I have had so many amazing guests to fill 50 episodes. And today is no different. I have somebody here today who is an incredible woman, dancer, instructor, performer, business owner, just a real badass chick. I don't know. Yeah. Chivon, thank you for being here. So hi. We've been trying to schedule you for a while, so I'm glad that the planets aligned and we were able to get this on the books today. So I know you're so busy with work and everything else you've got going on. So I appreciate it. For the audience listening, I know you probably first from Instagram, I'm going to guess, or from taking classes together, maybe when I first started. I'm sure I was in classes with you back in the day, like after COVID, when we were still wearing masks and stuff. And then I went to your studio and I loved going to your studio. And if you want, you can tell our listeners about it. But so I knew you from that, and I thought it was really cool that you opened it. And I loved everything you were doing. And then now, obviously, we've performed together, and I've taken your classes, and yeah. So that's kind of how I came to know you as a fan and supporter of yours and all the stuff you're doing. But why don't you introduce yourself to the audience a little bit more thoroughly than what I could do?
No, Nance, that was great. That was great. Definitely, Instagram was our first interaction. And I'm one of the like cheerleaders of the world where when I see something I love, I'm like, yes, girl. Like I'm super excited. I'm always about supporting people, women especially. So our Instagram interaction was first, and then yes, you came over to Aligned. And I think the first class was maybe Captivate.
Mm,
And I loved watching you dance. I still do. I still do. And yeah, that's exactly how we met. And I'm Chivon. For those of you who know me, you know me as Chivon.
mhm.
And also Firestorm. That's my alter ego. And I I'm your 40 plus lover of dance and movement, a witchy polar and designer by day.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I loved the Captivate class. Oh, I
Yeah,
like I really appreciated the way you ran those classes. It
thank you.
allowed us to play and
Yeah.
explore and really even perform for one another in a
Yes.
class, like in a really safe, it felt very safe. And it's funny you mentioned witchy because it's very coven like.
Yeah,
Like it felt very sisterly and coven like, right? And
exactly.
magical. Yeah, I love it. And I love watching you. So
Thank
Chivon and I just performed together at the Orchid
you.
Studio Showcase, which I've mentioned on previous episodes before. And I loved what you did. She performed in a suit, kind of
Good.
like a zoot. I want to call it a zoot suit, but it was,
Mhm.
I don't know, was it? You had shoulder
Kind
pads
of.
and the hat.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
reminiscent of like a zoot suit because this was the theme of this showcase was the Great Gatsby. And I think you and I took the theme seriously.
We did. I love a theme. Nancy, I love a theme. Let me tell you, I'm
Girl,
all
me
about this,
too.
like bedtime stories, which we'll get into that. But girl, I love a theme. I think I do.
Hmm.
I do.
Hmm. Yep. Give me a theme. I'm thinking of the music, the vibe, the
Mhm.
costume. What's the hair going to be like? And then I think about what I'm going to actually dance. Like, what's
Yeah.
that going to look like? I Mary Carroll, I don't know if you know Mary Carroll, but
Mhm.
she was on this podcast, I don't know, maybe like 10 episodes ago.
Mhm.
She dances I think Luscious Maven primarily. She just turned 72
I
and
do know
she's a
Mary.
world champion. Yeah.
Yes, yes, I do know her actually. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
she's a
that's
designer too, actually. She designs pole wear.
awesome. That I did
Yeah,
not
you
know.
guys have a lot in common. But
Yeah.
when we talked about her performing, she said she starts with the concept, the outfit, the
Mhm.
music, the vibe, and then she gets to the actual like pole pass that she's gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm
I love
like, yeah, me too. That's how I
it.
go.
It's pretty much the same for me. I love choreo, but I'm also a freestyle girly, but I love telling a story or attempting
Mm,
to. So like
mhm.
I try to think of a concept, like if I hear a song that I like, how my body reacts to it, and then I'll try and plan out a concept and then I just build from there. And
Mhm.
then whatever comes out, comes out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're a storyteller.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, I love that.
I like to think I am.
Yes, you are. You are. And it doesn't matter if it's freestyle or if it's planned. Like I
Right.
don't really see much difference in that because
Yeah.
it's it's still, I mean, I don't know, what is the definition of choreography? Does that mean it needs to be like premeditated or is it just the movement when it's put together into a sequence?
Yeah. I'm the same. I'm like, for me, I think choreo is kind of like a foundational guideline. That's what I look at it,
Mhm.
you know? And you have these guidelines and you want to stay within the guidelines, but you can add your own elements. You can flourish it a little bit. And
Yeah.
typically, like when I flourish, I like over flourish sometimes in the best way possible, and that leads into my freestyle, except for, of course, when I'm in, like, a group or something like that, when I have to stick to the plan. But
Yeah.
I love to play with, both sides of that
It's
spectrum.
beautiful. It's fun because I
Yeah.
think it's exciting. The audience can feel it because
Yes.
you have to be very present in the moment in order to do that.
That for me is so important, like, just in general in life, being
Mhm.
present. So often we are taken away from what's right in front of us, we're thinking about the next thing or what just happened, and we're out of the moment, and I feel like when you're dancing, that's when you should be, like, most present in your body because you start to feel things start to awaken, and when that happens with you, like, you start projecting that energy, and whoever's watching you, if no one's watching you, like you are creating this frequency and it's just shooting out of you. So yeah,
Mm,
yeah, it's proud to like pick up on that and
mm.
it's real good.
The frequency shooting out of you, like, "Oh, I like that. Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh, ooh, ooh. Yes, I wanna shoot that frequency when I'm dancing. Oh, I
yeah.
love it. Share it."
Mhm.
Um, yeah, that's really cool. I think that you're a natural at it. You radiate that and you bring that to the classes you teach too.
Yeah.
That approach,
Yeah.
your approach to it.
It's
Yeah.
it's very important for me that approach because again, I think in a perfect world, right? We should be like shooting our frequency out. We already are. We're just not
Mm,
conscious of it,
right.
but our frequency we should just be like radiating so that you go and you meet someone and then their energy starts to, you know what I mean? It starts to mix in with yours and hopefully it's good and the synergy is great. And then they take a piece of you and they go and they spread and like that's in a perfect world what it should be like. Everyone should just be vibrating, you know? We don't always have that or are afforded that. So in a classroom setting where there's no one telling you what's right or wrong, or only what's safe, you know?
Mhm.
Um, you should be able to just be seen and free like we are intended to be in the first place. So, yeah.
Yeah, you're speaking to my heart. You are speaking to my heart. I think that's what's so beautiful about pole dancing is
Mhm.
that there aren't really rules as long as you're safe, like you're saying. Um, Otherwise, it's such a social form of dance that was created in the club. So it's not a very structured it's not like ballet that's been around for hundreds of years. That's very structured and
Right.
specific. Like
Yeah.
we have a lot of latitude to explore and try new things and create our own things and create a whole different shape or a whole different combination or move or just form of expression. And there's no wrong or right as long as you're safe.
Yeah,
And
that's how I feel.
I love it.
Completely agree.
So, how long have you been at this? When did you start?
It's actually, drum roll, my 10-year anniversary in
Ooh,
what is
congrats.
March? March or April. Yeah, I on and
Mhm.
off, on and off. I haven't been consistent, of course, because of COVID and then just life and aging and becoming a studio owner and then, injuring myself. There are like so many things, but on and off for about 10 years.
That's fantastic.
Mhm.
Wow,
Yeah.
congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I think we're always all on and off, injuries happen and we can't I wish that they didn't, and as any kind of athlete is going to have injuries. So I
Mhm.
always try to caveat it when I talk about it on the podcast because I don't want anybody to get discouraged from trying
Right.
pole for the first time because they're afraid that they're going to be hurt. I think that um, where we get injured is through just doing really difficult things that maybe our bodies aren't ready for, or repetitive motion without proper stretching or recovery. And, we get a little bit crazed, or I did anyway.
Yeah.
And when I first started and I was really into it, I don't know, I was in classes every single day and
Yeah.
someday multiple classes, and I wasn't resting. I wasn't letting myself recover. I wasn't really taking care of my body the way I needed to. And then
Mhm.
old injuries from when I was a runner and, did other sports and whatever started popping up because I was irritating my body. And it was like,
Like,
nah,
you kinda
like
keep
my
pushing.
knee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
So
funny,
don't be discouraged.
don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged at all because it does happen. My injury, however, did not happen in pole class.
This is what I mean. Right. There's just some
I
things
wish
that
it
happen.
did. Oh my God. But yeah, no, don't. The thing is, our bodies are strong and they are built to heal, but you
Yeah.
do everything that you were saying is true. You have to take care of said body in order for it to heal properly and
Mm,
come back stronger than ever. Because the one good thing about when you're dealing with an injury or anything that kind of just puts you out for a minute is the bounce back, right? You're in this like rebuilding state of mind and state of body. So you
mhm.
can be at like say a 6, right? And then you're off for a while, and then you come back, you're like, I gotta get to where I was. And then you push yourself even harder and you get stronger and you come back at 10. So
Mm.
there's always that side to it as well.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
true. I think sometimes the rest that comes with the recovery allows
Hmm.
other parts of your body to heal that you didn't even know were hurting. And then when you come back, you are stronger.
Yeah.
Your muscles are like ready.
Hmm.
I've found that amazing. So, okay, so you started about 10 years ago. And what made you start? Like, what was the thing that you were like,
So
I'm going to do this?
I had a neighbor who was a pole dancer. Her name is Kirsten. Her handle is K Rizzle Pole. And she's awesome, super sweet. And I would always see her and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so fabulous. Like, I want to know what does she do? I want to try. And I was single at the time, so I had all of this energy.
Yeah.
Energy that I needed to channel somewhere. And
Mm,
so one day we would we'd go out like for drinks and stuff. And she would always tell me like to come to a show, come and take a class. And I was just nervous and apprehensive. And I went to a show and I loved it. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to try it. And so she had a pole in her home and we were neighbors. So she's like, come over. So I came over and I took like a couple of pole lessons. And then at the time she taught at Secret. And then she
hmm.
invited me to come join a class there. So I went and the rest is all she wrote.
Yeah. It's funny how that happens
I
to all of
know.
us.
Yeah.
We get hooked to go once and that's it. The rest is
That
history. Here we
Yep.
are. We have a whole life built around it.
You do a whole community. It's like
Mhm.
it's this it's like the friend that you did not know that you needed, you know? Yeah, that's how I
Yeah.
look at it sometimes.
Isn't it amazing? Sometimes I feel like, especially because I talk about it so much because I do this podcast, I'm like, I feel like it's a cult, but I'm like, it's not. It's just
It's a
this.
cousin.
Yes, now that that we've just had this conversation about the coven, I'm like, oh, this is what it is. Which is why it's threatening to certain people. They don't like that. Because when women come together in community and support one another like that and create a safe space for each other to
Mhm.
tap into your authentic self and express yourself and really discover who you are, that's powerful.
It is.
And
Absolute
some people don't want to see women in their power like that,
facts.
which is why I'm like screaming it. I'm putting it
Same.
out there all the time as much as I can because I'm like, yes, we need more of you. Come, come, come.
Ooh, we do. And I think I personally do feel like it's women who are gonna like save the world, you know? And that starts with saving yourself. One,
Yes.
one move, one whatever at a time. And yeah, it's absolutely this force, women, when we are together and we're all like focused on one goal simultaneously, it really does create this beautiful vibration. So yeah,
Mhm. I
I
love
love
it.
Mhm.
Chills.
Yes.
Um, I love it. Do you want to talk a little bit about the classes that you teach
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
and that
yeah.
you've designed? Yeah, because I think it kind of goes right in line with that, the way that you create
It
that
does.
space. Hmm.
So another thing of mine that I do is, I read cards and energy. So like I pull tarot, I'll do oracle cards. I make candles as well, and I will read a candle. So I really wanted to, even before I got into pole, craft a space that was designed for women. Of course, everyone is welcome, but as a woman having, a human having a female experience, I really wanted us to have that space that we were just talking about and
Hmm.
learning our strength and how we can connect to, the cosmos and the earth and all the magical things that literally are outside of our door every single day. And if we just allow ourselves to open up and tap into that, what that can do for us. Um,
Hmm.
a lot of us don't know that. I didn't know it. I just had this feeling and I just followed it. So I started doing goddess circles, I want to say in like 2017. And I would host a monthly circle and it would be around the new or the full moon. There would be a theme every month. And
Okay.
we would come and commune and celebrate, and we would, have assignments. And once I started dancing, I felt the connection between that same magic and movement. And then
Mm,
there's something so powerful and magical about finding your sensual nature and the force that that is and what that can do for you. So my brain started going. I'm like, I'm going to marry the two. So I came up with the class Goddess. And it's literally that in a nutshell. Every week we would have like a pull. I would have either my students pull and then I would interpret it, or I would do like a master pull for the
mhm,
class and we would just move to what that card meant.
mm,
Um, and it really opened up so much for so many different people. Um, a lot of times, if you're not careful, the floodgates will open, and then everyone's like, "Oh my God, there's this new energy," and you have to like harness it, you know?
yeah.
So that happened a couple of times, which was great. But it was really special, very, very special. So now I think I'm going to do that as like workshops versus like a weekly.
Ooh.
So I have a couple of those coming up in the spring, so just be on the lookout. Bedtime stories is where I am now. That's one of my favorites. I actually started that a while ago, and it's literally what you think it is. It's adult fairy tales. So like we'll do a Cinderella, but it'll have a spin on it.
Mhm.
Um, and I have so much fun in that class because my students really start to get into characters. I love character building. Like I wanted to be an actress when I was a wee little thing, and it was a way for me to escape. And so again, we take ourselves so seriously because we have to sometimes outside of that space.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to cultivate a way for people to come into the space, create a character, or connect to a character that they already know.
Mhm.
And I create the movement to a certain degree, but allow their body to express and tell its own story. And
Yeah.
so with bedtime stories, we do that for 3 to 4 consecutive weeks, just so you get comfortable, because stepping into a character can be a bit tricky if you're not used to it. You have to give yourself permission, one, you have to allow yourself to go there too, and then the fun typically comes. So
Yeah.
taking those weeks to kind of just build in that character, get the movement in your body. So at the end of it, you are that person, and then you can just
Mm,
perform to, to your heart's desire. Those are my two favorites to teach. Yeah.
I love it.
Thanks.
I love it because those things can you can do those things whether you are using a pole or not.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? I
Mhm.
think pole is the apparatus and the medium that kind of gave you the space to create this and offer it.
Yep.
But it's not like if somebody wanted to come to one of those classes, they don't need to be a gymnast or a
No.
dancer or an acrobat, none of it.
No.
It's like you just have these things you can use as props. Like you can use this to help you tell your story and help you move your body in the way that feels right in that for that character. But
Correct.
I don't want to say it's secondary, but it's just part of a bigger thing. It's
Yeah.
not the thing.
It's
Like
not the thing.
sometimes you'll go to a pole class and it's just very technical and you're doing tricks only,
Right.
or you'll do pole choreo and it's really about utilizing the pole as part of the choreo. I think what you're
Right.
describing is more about exploring this character and how
Yeah.
it feels in your body and what's the physical manifestation of that. How does it come out?
Correct. Yes.
And the
Yes.
pole is part of it, and the floor is part of it, and maybe a chair or whatever else
Yeah.
might be
Exactly.
the thing in
No,
the moment. So
that's
it's really
exactly.
unique. I think it's beautiful. And for anybody listening, Chivon teaches in LA.
I
So
do.
you can find her classes, and I will put her Instagram in the show notes. You can follow her and you can sign up for classes. But you're teaching at Sadie's, right?
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah. So you can
Yes.
find her at Sadie's right now
Sadie's in Lincoln.
on Lincoln. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Yeah.
I want Laura to be on the podcast, but she's like, I'm not old enough. I'm like, Laura, it doesn't
Well,
matter
it's fine. It's totally fine. You'll get
for a
there.
few years till
Yeah.
she gets there. Yeah. I'm like, okay, we'll wait. I'll wait. I'll
You'll
invite
get
you.
there. No, it's good. It's good.
But
She's
no,
the
I need to get to one. I need to get to one of your classes. I think what often happens though is we teach at the same time on the same
yeah,
day, and then I
yeah.
can't get there.
It's the
But I
same.
do.
Andrea, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay.
She was saying the same thing. She's like, "Oh, I'm in school or I'm teaching." It's
Yeah,
like,
I know. There's just too many amazing teachers and classes, and not enough time to do it all. But we're really lucky to live in a community in Los Angeles where we have that. And I know
yeah,
it's not like this everywhere. So
no,
my goal, and as you know, and anybody listening, you guys know too, like I'm bringing the Gen X experience around to other places, smaller towns and cities across the country to try and encourage more women to just step out of their comfort zone and just dip their toe in the water and
yeah.
try it.
I think that's
Just
wonderful. Like, I'm so excited for that for you and for us as women because we need that. And exposure is so important. It's so, so important. I tell a lot of my students, 80% of women want to do this.
yes.
It's only a handful that actually can muster up the courage and like
It's
come through the door.
scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
So,
scary if you've never done it before and if you don't have people around you who support it. Like, I
mhm,
know before I started pole dancing, I was probably interested in this my entire life. Like, I remember being like in college and thinking, wow, I wish I could be a stripper. I thought it was so cool and interesting, and I wanted to make the money. And I thought I was like very, um, surprised, amazed, inspired, or whatever by the girls who were doing it, because I was like, my parents would disown me. How would I
mhm,
tell my cousins and my siblings? Like, I felt like it wasn't okay. Even
yeah.
no matter how much I wanted to do it, I felt like it wasn't okay for me to do it. And that's what stopped me.
Yeah.
And I felt like the women who were doing it, and of course, I was naive. I didn't realize that those women may not have had a choice or options, or people who were supportive or not supportive. They may have been alone, whatever. But I just didn't have the courage to
Yeah.
do it until I had to go through like a major life crisis to wake up one day and be like, you know what, I could do whatever I want to do and fuck
Yes.
everybody else if they don't like it.
Yes.
And then it
Yes.
felt really good. I was like, I'm going to
Yeah.
go try this pole dancing thing. And I was like, okay, all right, I'm not good at it, but I'm going to keep doing it anyway. And then eventually I was like, well, I'm going to go perform and I'm going to go in public
Yeah.
and do it. And I don't care. Now it's all, I made a
That's it.
whole, it's everywhere. It's public everywhere. It's broadcast.
Yeah.
My
Embodies.
ass is on the internet. My titties are there. It's like, I don't care. My kids know, they don't know, whatever. Like, you'll
Oh
get
my
over
god.
it.
It's the ass part because it's so true. I'm like, "Oh, there goes my ass." It sits out
Here's
there.
my ass again. But it's
So
like it's very empowering to finally let go of the worry about what anybody else might think and just to
yeah.
do it.
Yeah. No,
No,
it's so, so empowering, and that's also something I'm learning too about, like, aging, you know? I growing up, you only heard, like, the bad things with
uh-huh.
aging.
Yep.
And then as you start growing and aging, you're like, "Oh, damn, that shit's real." But then there's also because it is, I'm not gonna hold you, it is so real. But then
Yeah.
there's all these wonderful things about it too that,
Mm.
we don't really talk about, and I'm like, "We should be talking about that more,"
Yes.
And that you know what? I don't care what anybody says, fuck that, I'm going it like, that part of that, like,
Yes.
different, and if that's already your energy, that's amazing, but once you hit a certain age, like, it's going to amplify in a way where
Yes.
you actually, like, mean it, and,
Right.
it's so good. It's so good.
I thought I meant that when I was younger. I thought
Right,
I was a rebel. I thought I was counter everything, but no, not like now. Now I
mm-mm.
literally am like, I don't. I
It's so
don't care.
true. I don't care, I don't give a shit. This is what
I
it
don't.
is.
I am just doing my thing. This is
Exactly.
my only life. This is it. I'm going to do it the way I want.
As you should, as we
Yeah.
all should. We
Right.
only, we're supposed to live every day, right?
Yes.
I have dogs, right? And I learned so much about dogs, having dogs. But one thing that I appreciate about them is that every day they get up, they are excited as hell to see me. So that's the
Yeah.
first thing. I'm like, "Oh, you guys love me." But
Yeah.
then, like, they just do their own thing and they live every moment to the fullest. They're excited, they're playing, they wanna go outside. That every day is a new adventure for them. And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Damn, I mean, I should start living a little bit like that myself." And
Mhm.
that's, like, one of my things, like, I'm trying to just embrace my aging and then live every day like a new day, like a new life, and it's actually
Mm.
been great. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, we can learn a lot from dogs,
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah.
You described it to a T.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, for me, aging has been a discovery, and you're right. Like the things that they tell you about menopause and like your body changing and hormonal fluctuations and like getting stiff and I don't know, like lots of stuff is true. But we also have a lot of options nowadays like our parents, our mom's generation didn't have when it
Yeah.
comes to aging. And I think there are role models now, like Mary Carroll, for example,
Mhm.
in their 70s, even their 80s, who are living active, healthy, still like doing what they want to do. And I don't think everybody needs to be sexy and cute. I think it's
Right.
totally fine if that's not your choice. Do you, and the people who
Mhm.
lean in hard to who they are,
Yeah.
those are the people that are my idols. Like,
Yes,
I
agreed.
don't, you
100%.
know what I mean? Like, for me, it just happens to be this at this point in my life, but that's not, I don't think everybody needs to do what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
just lean into who you actually are, not who other people want you to be or
Yes.
expect you to be.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
as we get older, it becomes easier, I think, like
It
you're
does.
saying.
It does, for sure, for sure. You don't I don't even think people, like, realize all the masks that they wear.
Yeah.
They're just putting them on and just going, and then it does sort of become a part of them until you're like, "This why did I do that?" Or, "Why did that felt weird." Like, and then you start to, "Oh, damn, because this isn't me." Like, it's a part of me, but it's not me as a whole, so, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I think I woke up one day in my 50s and I was like, this isn't like who am this isn't what I'm meant to be or who I'm meant to be.
Right.
How do I figure out what I actually want to do?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a process, it's a journey.
It
So
is.
speaking of journey, when you opened your studio, how did
Mhm.
that come about? Like
So
that was a big step,
it
becoming
was.
a business owner and yeah.
It was a huge, huge step. Natasha and I, like, we had just kind of hit this point where we were like, COVID happened and
Mm,
we love moving and we shared the same vision of like what we wanted for, the community, right? So one day we were just like, fuck it, let's just go for it. And we did, and it was so kismet how it happened because we had hosted a birthday party and everyone was like, it was the energy was great, everyone was so excited, so there was all this good, this buildup that was happening, and they were like, oh my god, we need you guys to get your studio, da 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 da. And then we still had that let's go for it mentality, and Tasha found, I think she found the place on Craigslist, which was crazy because
wow.
it's Craigslist. And then we had been looking for spaces, and we found one that we loved, and we were in it, we had contracts, and then they reneged at the last minute. That was the first one.
Oh,
And then the second one we found was a little bit farther out than where we wanted to be, and it just didn't work out. And so this one again was like, okay, Craigslist, here we go. And it was right around the corner from the gym we were both going to, and we
okay.
yeah, it was again crazy. So after sweating on the treadmill, we drove around the corner and saw it, and we were like, okay, we think this is it. And sure enough, like, she called the guy, um, and he was like, can you meet tomorrow? And it happened like within, like, I want to say 6 days. It was so
Oh,
fast.
wow.
Yeah.
My God.
So it was one of those things where it was like it was supposed to happen exactly when it did.
Yeah.
Aligned
Oh,
was born. Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
was such a beautiful space,
Thank you.
energetically. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, also beautiful to look at too, but,
No,
there's
that
just something about it walking in there that always felt
yeah,
like I don't know
that
how
was
to describe it.
very, very intentional, because for me specifically, I where I rest my head has to be peaceful.
Mhm.
Conversely, like, where I work, it's so much energy around, but my workspace has to be peaceful.
Yeah.
So that energy that you felt was very, very intentionally done. Again, that's where magic kind of came in.
Yeah.
But it was literally just like putting intention into that space, every single corner of it, every pole, every inch of that space. We wanted to feel special. We wanted people to feel safe and comfortable when they walked in. A lot of love and heart. Heart Center really went into that space, and we wanted everyone to feel that when they came through those doors,
Yeah,
and that is one thing that I can say every single person always talks about is how they felt in it, and I'm like, "We definitely succeeded," because
yeah, you
yes.
did.
Yeah, yeah,
100% you did.
yeah,
And I am grateful for it. I mean, I witnessed several times people tapping into parts of themselves that they weren't expecting to. I witnessed tears
yeah,
there, sharing. Yeah, just really beautiful moments. Beautiful
yeah.
moments. So thank you for that. Thank you
Yes.
for giving that. That was a gift for me personally and for
Thank
many
you.
other people. So I appreciate it.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Nance. It was honestly an honor to witness everybody, and it's even more important as you step into a space to be able to receive what's trying to be given to you. So
Mm.
you for being open to receive it and kill it every time you popped in there. Yeah.
It just seemed very easy because
Yeah.
it was like at a different vibrational level, right? Than any of the other places where I was dancing. So any movement that came out of me there it just came out on its own. Like I wasn't even consciously thinking about it. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, special.
Yes.
So what is next? What are you thinking about for 2026?
Oh my goodness. So
Personally or in your pole life or I don't know, anywhere,
bit of
any area.
everything. 26 is it's such a good year because like closing that chapter, closing that long like 9-year, 10-year cycle of
Mhm.
just learning lessons and still like having wonderful discoveries, but I feel like 26 is truly like the previous book has closed and
Yeah.
now it's a new novel and I'm like looking forward to kind of just writing as I go. Um I am so grateful for movement in general, and I definitely on my pole professional side want to continue teaching and expanding what that looks like, and also learning because once you become an instructor and or business owner, it gets very like tedious with how you structure your day and everything. It's not necessarily a chore, but you have to remove yourself from this one element and be in like this other role so that you can
Mhm.
to your students and you can be there for them. So
Yeah.
you lose some time sometimes, sometimes you lose time um, when you're like teaching, so you're not able to be a student as much as you would like. So
Yeah.
I am carving out specific time for me to be a student this year for sure, because I
Mhm.
do miss the movement. And I think being a student in any and everything only makes you better when you're teaching said thing. You know,
Absolutely.
we should be constantly learning. We should never think that we've mastered something. And when you have mastered it, it's time to master something else.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to being a student and growing and expanding there as well as an instructor. And personally, I have to start wedding planning. I got engaged last year.
Congratulations. This is very
It
exciting.
was, it was a great engagement, and I bring it up because it was done like inclusive of pole, which was perfect. It was amazing, and that was one of my ass is on the internet. My ass was out, but it was
That's hilarious.
I honestly wouldn't have it any other way. So,
You want to tell a little bit about how it happened for people listening
oh
who
my
don't know?
it
Is
was
it on
great.
your Instagram? Like, can they see it
It
in
is,
still?
yeah, yeah, they can see it. It was at our show. It was at Sadie's showcase, and he, I don't know how he did it, but he, Laura, and some of my other friends, like had this whole situation going. I had no idea, none whatsoever.
Amazing.
And so, after the group performed, they pulled out, like, this throne because I was like Queen Charlotte and Marie Antoinette, like, in the piece. So there was a throne, there's this whole throne there, and, what happened was Laura came, she sat me down, she gave me a rose, and then, like, all, like, my friends and, like, danced, like, everyone started giving me roses. So I'm thinking, it was a crazy year, closing the studio, just going through all of the motions. I'm thinking it was like, you're good. You landed on your feet. It's wonderful. That's what I'm thinking. And then here he
Yeah.
comes with his roses, and it's not unlike him to do something like this. So again, it's not registering until he gets on one knee. And then I'm just like, oh my God. And then I saw whole studio is like crying and yelling, and I'm like, oh my God. So it was beautiful. It was
That's
beautiful.
brilliant. I
Yeah.
love that he incorporated pole and your
Me
pole family
too.
into it.
And that's
Yeah.
that's what was so special about it, because it's like finding someone that gets it,
Yes.
and even considered doing that. So it was beautiful. So a lot of
That's how you know.
26 me doing that,
Yeah,
planning.
that's exciting. Yeah, that's how you know he was the right guy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He's such a goofball too. Oh, girl.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Because look at you. You like to dress up and put on costumes and wigs and makeup and giant
Yep.
shoes and,
Mhm.
go out in public
He's
and
here
dance
for it.
around.
Yep.
You
Yep.
can't be with somebody who's like 100% straight, square, whatever, right?
Yeah. Straight
We need
laced,
these
no.
creative, yeah, open-minded partners.
Exactly. Exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's just a little bit of what I've got going on this year. But super excited for all of it. I think 26 hopefully is going to be a good year for us all.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it. Oh, well, even though the world is kind of
Well,
going to shit around us, but, we
that's
try to and I don't wanna bring that up, but as
it's
artists,
fine.
I feel like it's our responsibility to keep going with the art and the creativity and that heart-led
Yes.
life that we lead, right? That's what's
Yes.
going to actually create change in the world. We don't fall into the darkness, which is so easy to do right now. If you're doom scrolling on social media or
Yeah.
listening to NPR or watching whatever, it's like you just cannot believe the darkness that's surrounding us. But we need to just counter that with all of this light and
Yeah.
love and good energy. And yeah, sometimes that's sensual energy, sexual energy, feminine
Mhm.
energy. Like it's
Okay.
all the divine coming through us. Like we need to just
No, it is. That's
get it
absolutely
out.
it, and it's unfortunate, but everything happens in a specific time for a specific reason. And when you're surrounded by darkness, like that is truly when the light does its best work, you
Yeah.
know? Think about the night sky. Like you cannot see the stars if there's light pollution. It
Mm.
has to be dark for them to just like bing, 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 bing. And I think that's what all of the energy that we as creatives and you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's what we're doing. We are spinning that wheel and making that light just illuminate brighter with each spin around the pole, which each
Yes.
play of the hips. Like it's literally us creating an energy. And I think that too is a part of self-care, which again, like I was saying earlier, you're taking care of yourself, you're feeding that light, you're able to kind of create that frequency and push that energy out there, because there is so much of that negative like spinning around, and they're just going, and it's just creating this big, tornado. And
Yeah.
so once the light starts doing that too, it matches it in kind, and then
Yes.
eventually the light wins. That's
Yes. Woo. That's why we need more people. Come on, come to pole
yes.
class.
Yeah. Yep.
Join the sisterhood.
Lock
Oh, I
in.
believe it. I believe it 100%. I do.
Mhm. For sure. Agreed.
More
Agreed.
powerful.
We are.
Okay, I'm looking at the time. You could see when I glance at the corner of the screen.
No, it's fine.
My most hated part of doing the podcast is ending the conversation. But you are amazing. You are magical. You empower other people to tap into their own magic. And I appreciate you and I thank you. Thank you. I'm grateful because you've given that gift to me on my journey. So, yeah,
Thank you. Thank you so
you are
much.
welcome. Of
It's in us all.
course.
It's in us all. I just start like scratching at the surface and then eventually you and come out. It's perfect.
We need that sometimes. We need somebody to, first, we need somebody to give us the permission or to give us a little push to go
Mhm,
there.
mhm,
And then, yeah, to like help us scratch the surface and go a little deeper and be like, remove that mask. What about that mask? Like you were
mhm.
saying earlier. Like, is
Yeah.
that really who you are? I feel like there's something else underneath there.
Mhm. Just
Let's let
allow it.
her out. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's safe.
It is. It is. It's really okay. Because if it's not, guess what? What do? You just, okay, that didn't work. Let me try something else. Or I don't like that door. I'm coming out and close it, never open it again. It's you write the chapters as you go. So yeah.
Absolutely. I love that analogy. I love the night sky analogy, the new book analogy, the chapters, all of it. It's just constantly creating and evolving and
Yep.
testing and trying and being brave. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you are the embodiment of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Your
try.
story and your journey. Mhm.
I try.
Yes, girl. All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you for being here. I loved listening to you and learning about you.
Thank
So for everybody listening, thank you. I will put Chivon's Instagram handle in the show notes. You can take her beautiful class at Sadie's on LinkedIn. You can also connect with her. And if you have questions, put them in the comments section, or you can DM me or you can DM her and we'll
you.
try to get you answers. But yeah, thanks for being here, everybody. Until next time, be well, take care of yourselves, and love you. Bye.
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 Thanks for listening to Fit, Fierce, and Fearless. If this episode moved you, please share it, subscribe, and leave a review. This podcast is part of the Gen X pole arts community, which is built for women over 40 who are using movement, pole dance, and courage to rewrite the rules of midlife. Until next time, stay strong, stay curious, and stay unapologetically you.